sat down. How you doing? Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our board meeting. Is there anybody in the foyer that would like to come in and participate? Okay, we're going to move on. So I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's board meeting. We have a great privilege to do tonight. So with that, can we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Megan, will you call the roll?
Yes. Trustee Lautner is absent. Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Here.
Trustee Caputo?
Here.
Trustee Diaferio is absent. President DeCipio?
Here.
A quorum is present, Mr. President.
Thank you, Megan. First on the agenda tonight is the swearing in of police department personnel. Chief?
Good evening. Tonight we gather to celebrate 4 outstanding members of the Grange Park Police Department. Deputy Chief Fran Morocco, Commander Tim Griffin, Sergeant Jennifer Wilk, and Officer Matt Pinkney. You guys can all stand over here to my right. Deputy Chief Fran Morocco was recently appointed to his new rank. He began his career with Grange Park on January 16, 2006, and has served as a patrol officer, detective, officer in charge, patrol sergeant, and commander. He holds a master's degree in public safety administration from Lewis University. Joining Deputy Chief Morocco tonight are his wife Tracy, sons Francis and Luke, his parents Francis and Donna, and his in-laws Donna and John. Commander Tim Griffin also steps into a new leadership role. He began his service with Grange Park on September 11th, 2012, and has held the ranks of patrol officer, detective, officer in charge, and patrol sergeant. Like Deputy Chief Morocco, he earned a master's degree in public safety administration from Lewis University. Here tonight with Commander Griffin are his wife Kristen, sons Liam and Grayson, his mother Sheila, and his in-laws Rita and Dennis. Sergeant Jennifer Wilk was recently promoted and began her career with us on August 20th, 2007. She has served as a patrol officer and an officer in charge and was instrumental and launching our evidence technician program. She's a member of the Major Case Assistance Team's Forensics Unit and oversees our field training program. Sergeant Wilk will assume the day shift patrol sergeant position. Joining her tonight are her children, Tori and Alex. And your brother's here as well. I didn't have him on the list, so I apologize. Welcome. Officer Matt Pinkney joined the department on July 29th, 2024. He's a graduate of Illinois State University with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and completed his training at the Suburban Law Enforcement Academy. Officer Pinkney currently serves on the afternoon shift. Here tonight with Officer Pinkney are his parents, Stacy and Mick. As you all know, police work is a 24/7 operation. While it often feels like I'm working around the clock, I rarely get the chance to see so many of our staff gathered in one room. So tonight, I want to take a moment to say something I don't say nearly enough. Thank you. Thank you for your dedication, your resilience, and the sacrifices you make every single day you put on the uniform. Your commitment to this village and to the profession does not go unnoticed. I would also be remiss if I didn't recognize the families, spouses, children, parents, significant others, and friends who support our officers behind the scenes. Your sacrifices are real and deeply felt. Whether it's being woken up in the middle of the night by a work phone call or a text message, and we all know about that, having to attend holidays or birthdays solo, or missing the opportunity to share moments with your children together, your strength and support are the foundation of our success. Thank you for standing with us, for believing in us, and for being part of this mission. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and pin Deputy Chief Morocco. So if you want to call someone up who's going to pin you.
My wife and boys.
Please. Next will be Commander Tim Griffin. Next will be Sergeant Jennifer Wilk, again, first female sergeant in LaGrange Park history.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me, please. I state your name.
I, Dr. Wolf,
Do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will uphold and defend
that I will uphold and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Illinois,
of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully carry out
and I will faithfully carry out
all the duties imposed upon
all the duties imposed upon
and entrusted in me
and entrusted in me
as Police Sergeant
as Police Sergeant
of the Village of LaGrange Park,
of the Village of LaGrange Park,
Cook County, Illinois.
Cook County, Illinois.
Congratulations.
And last but not least, Officer Matt Pinkney.
You can raise your right hand for me and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Matthew Keeney,
Do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will uphold and defend
I will uphold and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Illinois,
of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully carry out
and I will faithfully carry out
all the duties imposed upon
all the duties imposed upon
and entrusted in me
and entrusted in me
as a probationary police officer
as a probationary police officer
of the Village of LaGrange Park,
of the Village of LaGrange Park,
Cook County, Illinois.
Cook County, Illinois.
That's it. Thank you all.
Okay, moving on. We have two separate public participations, and I'm not sure who is here for what's on the agenda and what's not on the agenda, so I'm going to combine them for tonight. So irregardless if you're here for public agenda-related items or not, we're going to have one public session that you can get up and speak to the board, so we can do that now. Whoever wants to speak to the board, please step up to the mic and give us your name. Please do public.
Right,
Wait
thank
till-
you.
When they're done.
Hi, first of all, thank you, everybody, and thanks to the LaGrange Park police officers, and congratulations to them. Good
Can we
evening.
wait? I'm sorry. I need
Can
to-
you not hear me?
Well, I want them to
Oh.
close the doors first.
Okay.
If you could please state your name again for me, thank you.
Yes, my name is Kristen McKee. My family, we live on the intersection of Woodlawn and Malden Avenue, 2 blocks from Nazareth Academy sports fields. On Friday, September 12th, Nazareth Academy played Mount Carmel High School. Immediately before kickoff of the home football game, our block saw unusually heavy parking and foot traffic. During that time, individuals came onto our property and aggressively pounded on our front window while I was home with my young son. Our dog was barking intensely, and I rushed to lock the doors, ensured my son was okay, and we spent the rest of the evening on edge. We discovered our vintage stained glass bathroom window that is most likely original to the house, but I don't know if I can confirm that, bent inward, cracked, and broken. We filed a police report with the LaGrange Park Police and documented the damage with photos and are obtaining a repair estimate. The first one was between $2,000 and $4,000, so we're seeking to see if we find other ones. What should have been a normal Friday evening in our home instead became a situation where we felt unsafe and are now incurring unexpected costs. We asked Nazareth Academy to tender this specific incident to its liability insurer so an adjuster could review the claim. The school declined to assume liability. I'm here because the village board votes on night game approvals. We support school spirit and well-run community events, but nearby homeowners and taxpayers should not bear the risk and costs that come with large crowds and traffic and busy traffic. As a homeowner and taxpayer, I respectfully ask the board to, 1, condition night games approvals on clear financial protections for adjacent residents, a simple, well-publicized property damage claims process, and commitment that documented damage associated with game activity, intentional or unintentional, will be covered promptly. Families should not be left paying out of pocket for the consequences of events that they did not choose. And 2, require and review a strengthening where needed of safety precautions for night games with large crowds. I'm happy to provide any information as needed to the village board. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you, Kristen. Kristen, we did receive the information. I was briefed on it, and Julia or Maggie will get in touch with you. Okay? So this is the only chance for public comment. We won't have it at the end of the meeting, so if anyone wants to address the board.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, board. My name is Cairo Yepes. I am a new staffer for Congressman Chuy Garcia. Our office is in Melrose Park, and LaGrange Park is part of our district as well. So I'm happy to announce that I am, if you have anything related to any federal casework, such as agencies like Social Security, Veterans Affairs, and Immigration Services, you can always reach out to our office. We are open and available. And again, my name is Cairo. If you'd like my contact information, you can talk to me after the meeting. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Cairo. Thanks for coming tonight, and please give the congressman our best.
Thank you.
Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to consent agenda. Megan?
Thank you, Mr. President. The items on this evening's consent agenda are as follows. A, approval of minutes. 1, Village Board meeting, August 26, 2025. 2, Village Board work session, September 9th, 2025. 3, Village Board closed session meeting, September 9th, 2025. B, action, semi-annual review of closed session minutes, 2024 full year and 2025 half year. Motion to approve a resolution approving the content of and or release of certain closed meeting minutes of regular and special meetings and work session meetings of the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Grange Park, 2024 full year review and 2025 half year review. And C, action, accounts payable and payroll summary. Motion 1, to authorize the President and Chairperson of the Finance Committee to sign the register for bills and authorize the Treasurer and Village Clerk to sign checks in payment of operating bills and salaries as itemized in the check registers. And motion 2, to authorize the Village Treasurer and Village Clerk to sign checks in the payment of payroll and other bills that become due between this date and the next Village Board meeting, with subsequent approval of the payroll register and voucher register by the Board of Trustees at its next meeting.
Motion to approve consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
A second. Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Yes. Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
President DeCipio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Thank you, Megan. Before we move on to village manager report, I was remiss, trustee council had an announcement. Trustee council?
Thank you, President DeCipio. I received a letter from a resident concerned about e-bikes and the fact that these e-bikes are being ridden by underage youth in the village, and they're concerned for obviously the safety of the children, as well as the rules that are not being adhered to. And so I would like staff, either collectively, either Chief Contoys and Manager Cedillo, to possibly reach out to the resident and to further, if need be, to beef up, for lack of a better term, the rules that are on the books. I know a neighboring community was cited in this resident email, and so you might be able to shed some light on this for the resident. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I do know that there are a lot of e-bikes being ridden out there that seem to be underage, and I'm talking the ages of 11 to under 16. And I don't know that there's much that we can do about that, but I definitely think that either parents need to be more strict with their household rules regarding these e-bikes, possibly police officers warning these youth, maybe even citing the offenders. I'm not quite sure how to go about that, but I think that our residents definitely need to know that somebody is looking after them and that cares about the rules that are on the books. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to have rules and not have some kind of recourse for an infraction. So whatever you guys can do to reach out to the resident, I'll fill you in on the information. Thank you. Thank you, President DeCipio.
Thank you, trustee council. Yes, if you could provide that email, that would be appropriate. Okay, moving on, village manager's report. Julia?
Thank you, Mr. President. I have 2 items to report on this evening. The first is regarding the ADA transition plan update. The village is finalizing its Americans with Disability Act ADA transition plan in coordination with CMAP and Oates Associates. The plan, informed by community feedback, on-site field work, and village priorities, will include a prioritization map to guide future accessibility improvements to sidewalks and other pedestrian facilities. A public open house is scheduled for Tuesday, October 7th, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. right here in this room at Village Hall to present the draft plan and gather additional input. Community participation will help refine the priorities and ensure the plan reflects local needs for our community. The second update that I have to report on is regarding the fall decor, and you might have heard a little bit about this. This fall, we're launching a community decor program inspired by the youth in our community with Public Works and an admin employee of volunteers and community and youth volunteers helping to place hay bales and decorations along 31st Street and LaGrange Road and at key business locations in our community. We're also inviting local businesses to decorate their storefronts or host hay bale displays and to consider joining the Park District's Scarecrow Showdown to bring even more spirit to LaGrange Park for the upcoming holidays. And that's all I have to report, unless if there's any questions. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Julia. Okay, moving on to Administration Committee, Trustee Council.
Thank you, President DeCipio. My report is as follows. Save the date. The village's annual Fall Cleanup Day will take place on Saturday, October 11. Eligible residents must purchase 5 refuse stickers from the village and place their items at the curb by 6 o'clock a.m. Visit the village's website for more information and a list of acceptable items. Vehicle stickers and dog licenses are now on sale. Current vehicle stickers and dog licenses expire on October 31st, 2025, so now is the time to renew. Residents are encouraged to go online to purchase vehicle stickers and dog licenses using the online purchase PIN found on their renewal form. All information will be pre-entered and you can easily add or remove vehicles. Alternatively, forms can be mailed, dropped off at the payment box outside Village Hall, or you can purchase in person during business hours. New residents should visit Village Hall or the village's website to complete a new application. Please note that a 2.25% convenience fee applies to all credit card payments. Funding from these licenses helps maintain our roads in LaGrange Park. Late fees apply starting November 1. Vehicles without a valid sticker may be ticketed, so the village encourages residents to renew today. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Council. Building and Zoning Committee, Trustee Zora.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have one report for August 2025. 63 building permits were issued in August 2025 compared to 85 issued in August 2024. As of August, the pace of permit submittals year to date is slightly less than the number of submittals at this time last year. Estimated construction costs for the last month were just under $2 million, which is less than the just over $1.8 million that was realized in August 2024. Permit fees collected last month equaled $25,028, which is less than the $30,676 of permit fees collected in August 2024. 160 building inspections were conducted in the past month compared to 165 in August 2024. 4 did not pass. Total of 12 new code enforcement cases were recorded last month. 2 of those cases were closed, and the remaining 10 cases require further code enforcement action. And that is all I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Zora. Engineering and Capital Projects Committee, in the absence of Trustee DeFerrio, I'm going to ask if Trustee Sheehan can do the report. Thank you, Trustee Sheehan.
No problem, President. We'll get that knocked out. The village's 2025 water main improvement project bid opening was held on August 7th. The low bid submitted was by Girardi Sewer and Water. The contract for the water main work on Kings Court and Castle Circle was awarded at the August Village Board meeting. The project has begun this week, and it has a completion date roughly of December 12th, 2025. The Central Area Sewer Separation Project plans and specifications are currently underway. Coordination of the MWRD Stormwater Partnership Grant and HUD grant agreements with both entities is proceeding, which has a combined funding of $4,850,000 towards the project. The project will be constructed in 2026 and in 2027. Sewer maintenance program, sewer lining program, sewer cleaning and televising program, and sewer point repairs project. Bids were open on August 14th. These maintenance program make repairs and inspections of the village's sewer system, ensuring that it is maintained in good operating condition. The village awarded contract to Suburban General for the sewer repair project, Visu Sewer of Illinois for the sewer cleaning and televising, and Hoare Construction for the sewer lining at its August Village Board meeting. Work on these projects is scheduled to begin in September and anticipated completion is in November of this year. Roadway maintenance program, sidewalk replacement program, pavement patching program, and crack filling project have a bid opening scheduled for September 25th with award by the village in October. And that includes engineering and capital projects, Mr. President.
Thank you, Trustee Sheehan. Moving on, Public Safety Committee, Trustee Caputo.
Thank you, President DeCipio. I'm going to start with the Police Department summary for August 2025. The total number of crimes this year are approximately 12% lower than last year at this time, with 130 reported this year compared to 153 last year. Traffic enforcement is at 2,586 total tickets issued through August of 2025. Overall police activity is slightly lowered to last year with 1,070 total incidents reported in the month of August of 2025. Of those 1,070 total incidents, 47 were assists to the fire department, 229 were self-initiated building or park checks, 125 were traffic stops, and 94 were closed home checks. The Grange Park Fraternal Order Police Lodge held its annual golf outing at White Pines in Bensenville. A total of $6,750 was raised for the Illinois Special Olympics torch run. Probationary officers Koza and Pinto graduated from the Police Academy and began the field training program. The department welcomed Christopher Moda to the team, and Christopher started the Police Academy on September 1st. On August 5th, the Police Department took part in National Night Out along with LaGrange, Western Springs, and Countryside Police Departments. Deputy Chief Morocco and Chief Contois attended the annual Lyons Township High School articulation breakfast, and then the department members took part in 240 hours of training throughout the month of August 2025, along with Lexipol, daily training bulletins, and Police Law Institute training. The police department staff attended multiple block parties throughout the month, along with assisted in the Little League Parade. And please follow the police department on the Facebook page at LaGrange Park Police Department, our Twitter account at LaGrange PD, LaGrange Park PD, and Instagram at LaGrange Park PD. And a friendly reminder about securing one's personal property at all times. Please lock your vehicles in residence, especially during overnight hours. If you are going on vacation, please utilize the new online vacation watch portal, frontlinepss.com/LaGrange Park, or log onto the village website and access the portal under the police department page. If you do not have internet access, feel free to fill out a vacation watch card at the police department between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. and please contact us if you have any questions or need additional information. My next report is the fire department report for August. EMS incidents this month equaled 186. There have been 1,140 year-to-date compared to 1,262 year-to-date in 24. Fire and rescue incidents this month, 81. There have been 525 year-to-date to compare to 437 year-to-date in 24. Staff participation in a kickoff meeting with ISO, participant with the kickoff with ISO, and began gathering data for the property protection classification survey of our village for our ISO rating. A great deal of work is being done by the Fire Department, Public Works, and the LTTACC. We received a reimbursement check this month from the state for $17,192.34 for fire training. The key staff began participating in weekly training meetings along with LTACC member fire departments for our upcoming transition to new fire records and reporting software. The MABUS 10 technical rescue team conducted familiarization training at Sherwood and Jackson in relation to the MWRD sewer rehabilitation and relining project taking place. Firefighters began using the home at 1024 Newberry for various forms of training. Personnel participated in the Westmont Cruise and Nights fire truck. The chief participated in a meeting with Argonne Laboratory Emergency Management to review the site hazards, their emergency response organization, and to discuss interagency integration for emergencies. The fire department participated in several public education and relation events, including the Ogden Back to School Bash, ACE Anniversary Block Party, the Brook Park Block Party, the Neighbors Helping Neighbors event at Stone Monroe Park, along with many other block parties. Personnel also escorted Little Leaguers in their salute to Champions Parade. Deputy Chief Seneca and Chief Magos attended the annual articulation breakfast to discuss school safety at LT High School South, and Deputy Commander Seneca assisted with the violent and critical incident lockdown drill. I have 2 incidents to share with you. On August 21st, the fire department responded to a garbage truck crash at 1014 East 31st Street. The driver was initially trapped on the ground outside of the truck by a tree limb that came down on his leg as a result of the crash, and firefighters were able to quickly free him using lifting rescue airbags. And then on August 26th, the fire department responded to a fire in the ComEd transformer vault for the Village Market North Building. Personnel were able to enter the vault once ComEd arrived and de-energized the rest of the incoming power and discovered cabling had burned. That concludes the report. I have 2 other items on the agenda. The first item is the proposed installation of This memo seeks board approval for the purchase and installation of security cameras at front and rear entrances of Fire Station Number 2 located within the 31st Street Business Quarter. The total cost of the proposed installation is $11,640.72. And the proposed installation of surveillance cameras at Fire Station 2 will significantly enhance the safety and security of station personnel and municipal property while also strengthening the broader public safety infrastructure within the adjacent business district. Located along the high traffic corridor of 31st Street, the station is well positioned to benefit from increased visual monitoring and deterrence measures. The initiative has been the subject of ongoing internal discussion, particularly in light of the village's recent acquisition of the residential property on Newberry Avenue. The proximity of that site to Fire Station 2 underscores the importance of expanded surveillance capabilities, not only for municipal assets, but also for the surrounding commercial and residential areas. The proposed cameras will provide valuable footage in the event of incidents affecting nearby properties and contribute to situational awareness across this evolving corridor. The installation will include a senior quad camera and a 180-degree panoramic camera strategically placed at the front and rear of the facility. This configuration ensures expansive coverage of key access points and adjacent public spaces. The panoramic unit will deliver wide-angle monitoring, while the quad sensor camera will provide high-resolution, multi-angle footage to support incident response and investigative needs. In recognition of the station's strategic location and the community-wide benefit of enhanced surveillance, staff recommends funding the full cost of installation through a combination of tax incremental funding, the TIF, and the BDD Business Development District resources. The investment aligns with the objectives of both funding mechanisms supporting infrastructure modernization and public safety improvements within designated redevelopment zones. The staff is recommending the board authorization to proceed with the purchase and installation of the proposed security camera system at Fire Station Number 2 in the amount of $11,640.74 to be funded through available TIF and BDD sources. And this item is up for discussion and action, and the motion is to approve an ordinance approving quote number 048541 issued by Minuteman Security and Life Safety in the amount of $11,640.74 for the security camera purchase and installation on the front and the rear of the Village of Grange Park Fire Station Number 2 building, and Rider A to the quote and authorizing the expenditure of 31st Street Barnesdale Business District funds and 31st Street and Barnesdale TIF District funds to pay for the security camera purchase and installation work.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. Trustee Caputo?
Yes, thank you. Yes, I think this is great. I mean, every day we hear more and more instances of coming up in and around our neighborhoods and community, and it's important, I think, to be able to have footage and documentation if we ever have to reference it, whether it's something with an accident or something that's happening in and around the community, especially now since we're looking to expand and do the project at on Newberry, I think it'd be great to have some extra security and camera work there if we ever need to reference anything. So I'm definitely in favor of it, especially since we have the money through the TIF.
Thank you, Trustee Caputo. Any other comments? Trustee Zora?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just had a couple questions for staff. Who will be monitoring these cameras? Are they live, or is it just if there's an incident?
Great question. They will be live, but they will not be monitored 24/7. So our dispatch facility will have the ability to have them up on a screen, but again, based on their busyness, they probably won't be monitored 24/7. But there'll be 30 days of storage on those cameras.
And then if it's 180 degrees from Station 2, you should be able to see the whole parking lot, the proposed and the existing, right?
Yes, so the camera that will be in the rear of Fire Station 2 will have 4 lenses inside the dome. So it'll be 4 individual cameras.
Okay.
So we'll be able to encompass a very large area.
Okay, that was it. Thank you.
Trustee Council?
Thank you, President DeCipio. Question to staff. The TIF funds that are going to be applied for this, will it impact any future TIF fund usage going for calendar year or fiscal year 24-25 or 25-26? And are we going to be able to recoup those funds as they need to be recouped? Thank you.
I can start by answering that. Larry, you can certainly chime in. The cost of this equipment is so small, and the benefits are so essential, especially given the fact that these expenditures are for public safety, number one, and number two, I believe these cameras are going to be hardwired because we have internet infrastructure at this location, which is not the case with cameras otherwise situated throughout the village. So there's quite a bit of cost savings associated with the operation of these 2 cameras at that location. But generally speaking, this cost is quite small compared to the funds that we have available in the TIF fund. And I don't see any impact to the fund. And in terms of recouping the cost, the TIF revenue that is earned on an annual basis, we watch that trend. We're aware of how much that TIF district typically earns each year, but is really dependent on a number of factors. And that particular TIF is performing better than anticipated. I hope that answers the question.
Oh, it does, Julia. Thank you for your help. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Trustee Council. Any other comments from the board? Seeing none, Megan, will you call the roll?
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
President DeCipio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Thank you, Megan.
I have one more item on my agenda. This is to designate surplus vehicles for sale. With the recent purchase of new fleet vehicles, the village has the following items that are determined to be surplus. I'm not going to give the vehicle ID numbers, but we have a 2013 Chevy Tahoe with 147,524 miles. We have a 2021 Ford Interceptor Utility with 111,292. And then we have a 2017 Ford Interceptor with 171,717. The staff recommendation is to approve the ordinance, and this item is up for discussion and action. The motion is to approve an ordinance authorizing the disposal of surplus personal property owned by the village of Grange Park, the 2023 Chevrolet Tahoe, 2021 and Ford Interceptor Utility, and the 2017 Ford Interceptor Utility.
Motion and second, discussion. Trustee Caputo?
Yes, question I have for Chief Contois. What are we doing with these vehicles as far as selling them? Are we selling them on our own? Or are we working with like a car broker or someone we're buying the vehicles with to allocate a sale? How, if you don't mind explaining to me how that's going to work out?
So I'll utilize the online platform to obtain 3 quotes for the purchase of these vehicles, and then we'll go with the highest bidder.
Okay. And then out of the funds we make from them, are we putting those funds in a pool for you to have for future vehicles that you need down the road, or what happens with that surplus of money that we get from these sales of these vehicles?
Goes back into the general fund.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's the only questions I have. I'm in favor. If we could recoup some of the money and use it for something else, I'm all in favor.
Thank you, trustee Caputo. Any other comments? Seeing none, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes,
President DeCipio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr.
Thank
President.
you, Megan.
that concludes my agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee Caputo. Public Works Committee, trustee Sheehan.
Thank you, Mr. President. The following is a report for the department for August. Public Works repaired 8 water main breaks and replaced 1 leaking lead service line. Staff repaired 3 deteriorated catch basins and repaired 1 sewer line. Hydrant flushing continued on the east side of town, and 9 hydrant modification kits were completed as well. The brush collection program continued the first full week in August. DPW continued to use a brush tracking program with GIS to allow residents to see our current location and completed streets. Hydrant painting began this month and was completed by geo painters in the west and center sections of the village. Staff completed tree removals throughout town along with minor trimming. A representative from IRMA conducted facility inspection at all village-owned buildings and provided reports with findings and recommendations. Public Works hosted the annual village barbecue for all employees and staff. The 8th PWA-PWX National Conference was held in Chicago. Staff was divided into groups to attend the conference for a day at McCormick Place. Final asphalt patching was completed throughout town from previous excavation. Pothole repairs were made in various locations, and parkway restorations began from prior excavations. GIS work has continued collecting data on village-owned assets along with continued training throughout the village. Water meters were read in all sections. 15 monthly bacterial samples were taken. Various water and sewer work orders were completed along with resident tree concerns and general construction inquiries. Routine maintenance of the department's fleet and equipment was completed, as well as the police and fire vehicles. Next, we'll go to lead water line. Resolution, Village of Grange Park lead water service line replacement assistance program and lead water service line replacement policy. The purpose is to approve a resolution adopting the Village of Grange Park's lead water service line replacement assistance program and lead water service line replacement policy. In 2021, the state of Illinois enacted the Lead Service Line Replacement and Notification Act, Public Act 1060613. The village is committed to supplying safe and reliable drinking water to residents while complying with all applicable state and federal regulations. The policy provides a clear purpose and the procedures to remediate all situations faced from this mandate. Roles and responsibilities are defined between the village and homeowners to maintain full transparency and consistency for all situations encountered. The lead water service line replacement assistance program was created for the unique situation of when a homeowner's portion of the water service line is lead and is found to be leaking, while the village portion of the water service line is copper material. Since the village has begun collecting a monthly lead fee, it is only fair to assist the residents already paying into the program with the cost of replacing their portion of the water service line. Staff recommendation is to approve a resolution adopting Village of Grange Park's lead water service line replacement assistance program and lead water service line replacement policy. Therefore, Mr. President, I make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing and approving the adoption of the Village of Grange Park's lead water service line replacement assistance program and lead water service line replacement policy, and authorizing the appropriation of $50,000 from the lead water service line replacement fund for funding for the program for fiscal year 25.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Discussion. Trustee Sheehan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thanks staff for the update that we received the other day, that you don't think that this is going to be too widespread. If 3 or 4 a year, that would be a lot. So I would support this, and this is in line with what we need to adopt. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Sheehan. Seeing no other comments, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
President DeCipio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Thank you, Megan.
Next, we'll go fiscal year 25-26 Parkway Tree Planting Program. Purchase and planting of parkway trees from St. Aubin Nursery. The purpose is to execute a resolution to approve a vendor contract with St. Aubin Nursery for the purchase and planting of parkway trees. St. Aubin Nursery has consistently provided quality trees to the village for over 7 years of planting. Public Works updates planting locations throughout the village utilizing GIS technology to determine the best suitable tree for a particular space. Currently, 12 species of trees are identified as ideal for planting in our parkways, which provide a variety of trees to help diversify our urban forest. Staff reviewed the Suburban Tree Consortium's pricing and confirmed that it is higher than St. Aubin Nurseries. The current fiscal year 25-26 budget, $5,000 is earmarked for the resident purchase program and another $30,000 for the village program in the Public Works budget, $170,605.00. The proposal from St. Aubin Nursery includes price per species of tree. The approach is that the village would engage with St. Aubin Nursery on an as-needed basis, specifically when staff has identified the need for a new tree as part of the tree planting program throughout the year. However, the amount spent on tree plantings would not exceed the budgeted amount of $35,000. Staff recommends approving a resolution that would authorize a contract with St. Aubin Nursery for the purchase and planting of parkway trees. Therefore, Mr. President, make a motion to approve a resolution approving the waiver of the competitive bid process and authorizing the approval and execution of a vendor contract with St. Aubin Nursery for the purchase and planting of parkway trees for fiscal year 2025-2026, and authorizing the expenditure of general funds in amount not to exceed $35,000 to pay for such services.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Trustee Sheehan?
Thank you, Mr. President. I totally support this. St. Aubin has been good to the village. They've been a good partner with Public Works, so I've heard throughout the years, and they seem to provide us with quality trees I support.
Thank you, Trustee Sheehan. Any other comments? I feel Trustee Laudner's on my back. Competitive bid, okay? Okay. Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Thank you, Megan.
Okay. Next, we'll go for a resolution and vendor contract for 25-26 tree trimming program, D. Ryan Tree Landscape Service, LLC. The purpose is to approve a resolution for a vendor contract for the village tree trimming program with D. Ryan Tree and Landscape Services, LLC. Annually, the village maintains a striking urban forest and budgets funds to trim and maintain all 5 designated sections. This program allows for over 6,100 parkway trees to thrive and continue to play a sustainable role in the community. Staff created a request for proposal with detailed specifications and sent it to 12 reputable contractors. 5 of the proposals were received and the results were below. You see D. Ryan coming in at the lowest at $48,528. The highest come in at $83,500, big difference. The budget for the tree trimming for fiscal year 25-26 is $68,000. As such, the lowest cost qualified and responsive proposal submitted by D. Ryan Tree and Landscaping Service, LLC, comes in under budget. Staff recommends approving a resolution to execute a 1-year contract with D. Ryan Tree and Landscape Service for tree trimming and the services for fiscal year 25-26. Therefore, I make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the approval and execution of a vendor contract to be entered into with the lowest cost, qualified, and responsive proposal, D. Ryan Tree and Landscape Service, LLC, for tree trimming services for fiscal year 25-26, and to authorizing the expenditure of village general funds in an amount not to exceed $48,528 to pay for such services.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Trustee Sheehan?
Thank you, Mr. President. D. Ryan has been around for a long time. I'm happy it came in about $20,000 under budget. I fully support.
Seeing no comments from the board, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
President DeCipio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Thank you, Megan.
Mr. President, on the next resolution for intergovernmental agreement with MWRD for the Village Hall front parking lot has come to my attention that we need to table this until our next meeting on October 14th. Do I need to make a motion, or council, what do we need to do on this?
It's for F, trustee Sheehan. It's the next one.
Okay.
We're almost there. We're on the right track.
Okay, my bad. All right, resolution, intergovernmental agreement with the MWRD for the Village Hall front parking lot. Staff is seeking the approval of an IGA with the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District for the Village Hall green parking lot project. In 2017, the MWRD GC established the Green Infrastructure Partnership Opportunity Program to help fund green infrastructure project in the service area. In December 24, Hancock Engineering submitted a grant application to reconstruct the Village Hall front parking lot with green infrastructure to enhance stormwater mitigation in this area. In May, the village received notification that our project was selected. The total eligible project cost is approximately $185,000. The MWRD is funding this project at 37.8%, or not to exceed $69,800 of the total cost. The village match to these funds would be $115,200. Staff recommends that the village board approve the resolution and IGA with the MWRD. Motion to approve a resolution authorizing the approval and execution of an intergovernmental agreement by and between the Village of Grange Park and the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago for the construction, operation, and maintenance relative to the North Village Hall Green Parking Lot Improvements Project in LaGrange Park, Illinois.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion, trustee Sheehan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I support this. It'll reaffirm our commitment to trying to take care of all these water issues that the town has with all these 100-year floods that come every 2 years. I would support this, and we've had a great relationship with the MWRD and President Carey Steele. Fully support.
Thank you, trustee Sheehan. Trustee Zora?
I had a couple questions for staff. First, I love a good IGA, so good job giving us some money, especially because it's nearly 40% of this project is funded by another organization. When it says that this is a green infrastructure project, how is it green? Do we have permeable pavers, or we do? Okay.
Yeah, it would be just like we've done with the alleys and stuff like that. Yes, it would be a permeable paver, brick pavers.
Okay, that was it. Thank you. Good job.
Thank you, trustee Zora. Any other comments from the board? Trustee Council?
Thank you, President DeCipio. This goes to staff, namely Public Works. So if it's going to be brick pavers for obvious reasons, will you have a maintenance program in line with those? Because, you know, it's not going to need anything, I'm guessing, within the first 5 to 10 years, but beyond that, how would you address any maintenance issues, ruts, you know, holes, et cetera, et cetera? Thank you.
Well, as part of the IGA on an annual basis, we have to provide, you know, there's an O&M plan that we had to submit with the IGA that we have to do annually to look at those things. As those things potentially may come up in, you know, that we're going to have to deal with them, then we might, you know, there's companies out there that you can use to have them basically restore those bricks and things like that and make it back to a fully functional, you know, full 100% green project. But, you know, we have to sweep them. We have to, you know, several times a year, we have to go out there and improve this maintenance stuff that we're doing on our O&M. So again, there is a company that we can use, or there's companies out there that we could, you know, partner with down the road if they do need to be reset and things like that. It's just like anything else with a brick paver lot. You're going to have those kinds of things, and we're just going to have to stay on top of them as they show up.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, trustee Council. Julia?
I just wanted to clarify with Director Ratty or Village Engineer Mark Lucas. Does the intergovernmental agreement or the program for the shared funding by the MWRD require an operations and maintenance plan?
Yes, it's actually included as part of the IGA that we
Okay.
had to submit our own O&M plan.
Okay, so we have to submit that before we receive funding.
Yes, that's part of the IGA.
Okay, thank you so much for that information.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Julia. Any other comments? Seeing none, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
President DeCipio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Megan.
Okay. Now, Resolution and Engineering Service Agreement 2026 North Village Hall Front Parking Lot Improvements Project. How do you want me to proceed to have this tabled to the October 14th?
Just make a motion to table.
Mr. President, this time, due to the information at light, make a motion to table 12F to the October 14th, 2025 Village Board meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Just a roll call. There's no discussion on the table.
Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
President DeCipio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Thank you, Megan.
That concludes Public Works, Mr. President.
Thank you, Trustee Sheehan. God bless you. Okay, moving on to Finance Committee. In lieu of Trustee Wagner not being here, Trustee Caputo, would you do his report, please?
Yes, thank you, President DeCipio. Do you want me to read all three items on the agenda or just the first one?
Please.
Yes, thank you. Okay, first one we're going to start with is the monthly financial update. The memo summarized the village's general fund financial performance through August of this year. The village has completed 4 months or 33% of fiscal year 2026, which began May 1st and concludes April 30th, 2026. The detailed revenue and expenses report and comparison charts are also attached for review. Fiscal year to date, general fund revenue $2,601,662 is at 21.3% of the annual budget and $1,939,392 or 42.7% lower than last year. The decrease is due to the delay with the Cook County issuing the property tax bills. Property tax receipts are $1,970,426 or 99.2% lower than last year. Cook County has not yet issued the second installment property tax bills, which would typically be sent out by July 1st and due August 1st. Other local taxes are $1,233 or 0.4% lower than last year. Intergovernmental receipts are up $37,111 or 2.5% from last year. Sales tax and income tax continue to trend higher, while use tax and personal property replacement tax are lower than last year. The state use tax decline was anticipated due to sales tax legislation, which moved taxes on some of the state and online purchases from the use tax to the state and local sales taxes. However, the decline is significantly more than expected. Licenses and registration fees are $2,521 or 19.5% lower than last year. Receipts early in the fiscal year are typically smaller and variable, as the majority of the revenue occurs during the vehicle sticker sales in the fall. Permit receipts are $1,249 or 0.9% less than the prior year. Charges for services are $67,830 or 18.4% higher than last year due to the timing of annual water tower lease payment. Fine revenue, $2,865 or 5.3% lower than last year. Miscellaneous revenue is $66,039 or 32.2% less than last year, primarily due to lower interest revenue, and interest rates have declined over the past year following rate cuts by the Federal Reserve. Total general fund expenditures of $3,368,224 are at 27.7% of the annual budget, and $301,317 or 8.2% lower than last year. All departments are within budget expectations. The police department is lower than last year due to delay in property tax receipts, and the village's police pension contributions occur as property taxes are received. I have 2 more items on my list here. Hold on. The next is to The road bond referendum ordinance, consider an ordinance authorizing a referendum question for issuing up to $10 million in general obligation bonds to continue funding the village's road improvement project. Voters approved issuing $10 million in general obligation bonds in 2016 to fund the village's road improvement program, along with $1.2 million in general obligation bonds for fire department vehicles and equipment. The bonds have a 10-year term with final payments in 2026 and are paid with a property tax levy. The village's long-term capital plan includes issuing bonds every 10 years for the road improvement project. New bonds may be issued with approximately the same annual payment as the 2016 bonds, resulting in no increase compared to the existing debt service property tax levy. As a non-home rule municipality, voters must approve issuing general obligation bonds that are supported solely with property tax levy. In order to maintain a level debt service property tax levy, the bonds must be issued in time to be included in the 2026 tax levy. The next available election date to request voter approval is March 17, 2026. The village's bond council, Chapman and Cutler, has prepared an ordinance to include the following question on the March 17, 2026 ballot. Shall the village of Grange Park, Cook County, Illinois, undertake road improvements in and for the village, including street resurfacing and sidewalk repair, all on property owned by the village or over which the village has sufficient easement, and issue its general obligation bonds to the amount of $10 million for the purpose of paying the cost thereof, said bonds bearing interest at not to exceed rate of 6% per annum. The village board discussed the proposed ordinance at the September 9th work session and indicated that there was a consensus to proceed with including the proposed referendum question on March 17th, 2026 ballot. The staff recommends the village board to approve the proposed ordinance at the September 23rd tonight's village meeting. And the motion is to approve an ordinance providing for and requiring the submission of the proposition of issuing not to exceed 10 million general obligation bonds to the voters of the village at the general primary election to be held on March 17th, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Trustee Caputo.
Yes, I definitely think we need to continue on with this. As we all know, our roads and sidewalks are very important to our village, both for residents as well as emergency and other vehicles and that coming in and out of our town. And if we could keep this going, especially with them keeping the rate primarily what we had 10 years ago, I think this is a big win-win and plus for us. So we got to support this. I support it.
Thank you, Trustee Caputo. I just want to add the fact that I think it's imperative that the board, I know the staff will, Julie and I will get out, but the board, it's imperative that we get out and educate our residents on the necessity of continuing on with this program. It's done us well in the past since we had the first referendum, and we'd like to just continue it on so that we can continue to maintain our roads. And I think the big aspect is going to be the education we do out to the residents of the necessity of continuing with this program. So if there's no other further comments, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
President DeCipio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
I have one more
Thank you,
item.
Megan. Hold on, Trustee Caputo, 1 second.
Sure.
Julia?
Mr. President, I just wanted to add on to or dovetail off of what you were saying about the education piece. Staff is in the process of populating the village's website with information regarding the summary of the 2026 road bond referendum, as well as the frequently asked questions which have been developed by staff over the past few months. So that information will be available very soon to the public so they can review those questions and answers that are posted on the village's website. And also the village staff is available for any questions from the public as well. And we can continue to add to that list of frequently asked questions. And that's all I wanted to mention. Thanks.
Thank you, Julia. Go ahead, Trustee Caputo. Thank you.
President DeCipio. Last item on the list is the 2026 water and sewer rates. Consider an ordinance establishing water and sewer rates for 2026. The fiscal year 2025-26 budget includes a 2.9% increase to water and sewer rates beginning January 1st of 26. This increase matches the consumer price index for 2024 and will provide funding for the operation and maintenance of both systems. The Brookfield North Riverside Water Commission increased the rate the village pays for Lake Michigan water by 3% in June, followed by a 4% increase by the city of Chicago. The staff recommends approval of the proposed ordinance at tonight's village board meeting, and the action request is for the motion to approve an ordinance amending section 50.61 rates established of chapter 50 sewer and section 51.3 rates established of chapter 51, which is water, of title 5 public works of the municipal code of Grange Park for the purpose of establishing water and sewer rates effective January 1st of 2026.
Second.
Motion and second, discussion, trustee Caputo.
Well, as we discussed this in a prior meeting, yes, we understand it is a little bit of an increase, but this will help us out with maintaining our sewer and water necessities that we have with the village and staying in line with other neighboring communities and so forth. So I definitely feel that we need to get this so we stay in line with what's going on in our expenses for this project.
Thank you, trustee Caputo. Any other comments? Trustee Council?
Thank you, President DeCipio. Considering that the city of Chicago again passed a water rate increase of 4%, which we buy our water from the city of Chicago and we have to maintain that purchase, I feel that the rate that we are increasing to the 2.9% is a greater savings than passing along the 4% increase that the city of Chicago passed along to the BNRWC. So in spite of it all, and not really wanting to do this, it's kind of put us in another spot that we have to take this on. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee Council. Any other comments? Seeing none, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
President DeCipio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Thank you, Megan.
That concludes my agenda, President.
And thank you, trustee Caputo. Okay, moving on to other reports, our village clerk,
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report this evening.
our village treasurer. Commercial Revitalization Committee, trustee Zora.
Yes, thank you. I have one item to report, or several items to report, and then one item for discussion and action. The Village's Phase 1 preliminary engineering study led by Kinley Horn is evaluating traffic safety improvements along LaGrange Road following strong community interest in enhanced pedestrian safety and crossing shared during the Village Market Streetscape Plan. Initial public input was gathered in the spring of 2025. Traffic, crash, and pedestrian data was collected at Woodlawn and Oak Avenue during the summer of 2025. Using this data, Kinley Horn is developing concept options for IDOT's review to determine what improvements are feasible. The Village will seek additional community feedback before the study is finalized. Project updates are available on the Village website and in e-briefs. The Village has launched the 31st Street Corridor Transportation Plan, a comprehensive initiative to improve safety, accessibility, and the overall character of 31st Street and LaGrange Road to Maple Avenue and Barnsdale Road from 31st Street to 26th Street. To kick off the planning process, we invite you to the public open house on Wednesday, October 15th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Fire Station 2, 1010 East 31st Street. Drop in any time during the event to learn more about the project and share your ideas. Join us and be part of shaping the future of the 31st Street corridor. The Village is accepting applications for the Facade and Property Revitalization Program, which assists property and business owners who aim to enhance the external appearances of their properties. In order to be eligible, a building must be used for commercial purposes and must be located within one of the Village's TIF or business districts. Visit the Village's website for more information. And finally, the next Commercial Revitalization Committee meeting will take place on Tuesday, October 14th at 6:30 p.m. at Village Hall. Upcoming topics include upcoming streetscape projects around the Village Market and 31st Street. Businesses and members of the public are invited to attend and provide input on how the Village can best support new and existing businesses and enhance the commercial areas in LaGrange Park. And then I have one item for discussion and action. At the September 9th, 2025 meeting, the Commercial Revitalization Committee reviewed and recommended approval of a facade and property revitalization program grant request. The application was from Catnap from the Heart, located at 1007 East 31st Street, Includes new energy-efficient windows and doors, a new awning with updated signage, and planter boxes. The proposed improvements aim to enhance the building's street presence, unify its appearance, and ensure compliance with village commercial design standards. The project advances the applicant's goal of using durable, modern materials to improve aesthetics and visibility while supporting the program's broader objective of strengthening overall corridor vitality. The committee was unanimous in its recommendation that the village board approve the application. A summary of the grant request is outlined below. The 31st Street Barnesdale Business District has a remaining budget balance for the facade and property revitalization program of $10,342.90. Funds are available in the 31st Street Barnesdale Business District to account for the additional $245.60 requested by the applicant if necessary. I'd like to make a motion to approve an ordinance approving a facade and property revitalization grant agreement by and between the Village of Grange Park, Cook County, Illinois, and Catnap from the Heart regarding certain expenditures to be reimbursed from the 31st Street Barnesdale Business District for the redevelopment of the 1007 East 31st Street property.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, discussion, trustee Zora?
Thank you. So we did talk to them when they attended the meeting, and I did have a question about the cost difference between the first estimate of the glass and the second estimate. And the first estimate was more, but it was what they were looking for in their door and their glazing quality. So they wanted to go with that option. And in regards to the planters, I didn't ask this question, but I'm always in favor of them using ACE or a local business instead of a big box company. So I think that both of their those options are justified, and I think we should move forward with estimate one.
Thank you, trustee Zora. Any other comments? Trustee Council?
Thank you, President DeCipio. I guess this goes to Julia for the increase of, to get them over the gap. Where does that money emanate from? The additional $245.60.
So the $245.60 is funds that are available within the business district fund. But it's an overage of what's available for the program itself. And so those funds are available if the village board would like to fulfill the full request of the 50%. That's my understanding. And but if we don't fulfill the full request, the reimbursement that we would be providing Catnap from the Heart would be about 200, let's see, let me see if I can find this, $245.60 short of the cap of the program. It's such a small amount. So if we're okay with that, we would go over our budget line item for that.
Thank you.
program.
Any other comments? Seeing none, Megan, call the roll.
Trustee Zora?
Yes.
Trustee Council?
Yes.
Trustee Sheehan?
Yes.
Trustee Caputo?
Yes.
President DeCipio?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously, Mr. President.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you, trustee Zora. Congratulations, Catnap. Village engineer.
No report this evening, President.
Council,
No report tonight, President.
motion to
DeCipio.
approve committee and collectors reports as presented.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So move second, I'm sorry, second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving on, I just have a couple things. The IML conference was this weekend. It was a great conference. I'm glad I'm involved with them. It was a privilege to see Deputy Manager Jar and Village Manager Cedillo and Attorney Jerusek putting on presentations. Never in the history of the IML has there been standing ovations, and I heard two. And one said it was Cedillo and Jar, and the other one said it was Jerusek. So congratulations, you guys. But it was a great conference. I had the opportunity to go down Thursday night to the Adler Planetarium for Speaker Welch's fundraiser. He was happy that we were able to attend. I'd like to introduce the incoming chamber president soon, Patrick Smith. Patrick, thank you for coming. Hank left. I wanted to thank him for always attending our meetings and representing us so well. Thank you, Cairo, from Congressman Garcia's office. Please, again, give him our best wishes. And he did come to our Village Hall one time when he was, what was the event that he had here when we had breakfast with him? I think it was a televised, he was some grant funding or something he was doing, but he came to our village, so we want to get him back and show him our new Village Hall now. Thank you, Cairo. I thought it was custard with the chief, but it's custard with the cop, but I still want to have custard with the chief.
I will be there.
Okay, so we have the, I know it was already mentioned, but custard with the chief, and then Chief Magus with the fire department celebration on Friday night at the Hop District also. So two big events on Friday. Thank you both for making our village so visible. Any new business? Yes, Trustee Sheehan.
Just, Mr. President, I'd like to make a special notation with that card being passed around for the 100-year birthday for longtime resident, LaGrange Park resident Margaret Latiak. 100-year birthday is a milestone. She's a terrific woman from a terrific family, so thank you for recognizing her.
There we go. Let's give her a round of applause. Any other new business? Seeing none, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Everyone have a great week. Thank you.